When she first came into the gym, she was very, very nervous, but very excited to learn. But when it comes down to the technique, she just gets very frustrated when she rolls. And I tell her, like, get your underhooks. She just looks at me like, what? Middle of the room. And I said, don't look at me, pay attention. But then when usually what happens, you know, she gets swept or something like that, she gets mad at me. But it's just like, it's just, all they do is pay attention, but you know, that's how it is. So, who's going to get promoted to Great Belt is Jasmine Cotto.
He's a really, really good athlete. He's a stud in baseball, stud in football, he's a stud in the room. I think he's only been with us for about 1.5 years. He's won all the tournaments that we're taking him to, and I think he's ready for the next step.
Yeah, I can't really see him. There's a lot of things I can say about him. Like Mike says, he's a stud. He's an athlete. He's a little bit of show off when he wants to be. But other than that, pretty good guy.
Yeah, this kid, I mean, they nailed it all. He's an all-around athlete. This award goes to Jackson Lopez.
Off except for 2 of them, and this kid, he was crying. He had tears running down his eyes, but he didn't break. And I think that day really showed me a lot about this kid, and made me know that he really deserves this here.
Yeah, same thing. That was one of my favorite days, watching him going through that wall sit. I was impressed. I would have put in the first minute.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah. Other than that, you know, he shows up late sometimes, you know, we give him burpees, but he does them, you know, he knows, like, he goes up, it's like, how many? You already know, he just does them.
Yeah, I wasn't there for that competition that they had them do the kids, but I heard about it. But this kid, when he first came in, him and his brother, you know, the kids, troublemaker, right? He was a little bit of a troublemaker, but man, he showed that he knows how to work hard, and he'll do whatever it takes to keep working hard. And like how Mike explained it, from what I heard, he had tears crying, and I just seen a big improvement in this kid. And this great belt goes to Hector Martinez.
She showed up hard the last tournament we did, and I think by far and away we all unanimously decided she'd be the captain of the team. So
yeah, very hard worker. She's very motivated. My favorite moments with her is during the tournaments. She's very emotional. She makes make friends with her opponent immediately when she's waiting with them, and that way she makes friends like, oh hi, my name isn't that. And when the moment they shake hands, she's like a monster.
Yeah, this kid, it was her and two of her sisters that came in, and they're just a joy to have in class. We're honored to have them. And this gray belt goes to Jennifer Flores.
Say a word, and every time she's one of those kids. I just said her name before. She's one of those kids, and every time she says anything, it's like under her breath, but it's hilarious. Like she has like the driest sense of humor. She gets super nervous whenever she has to talk in front of people, but she always steps up, and she does really well. I think the biggest thing that happened with me is her first tournament she went against a girl, and honestly the girl wrecked her. And then that was the first one. The second tournament she went against the same girl, and I think she ended up taking second, lost by like a point or two. But by the end of the match, that girl was crying, even though she beat her. So she kind of stepped up and she showed us a lot of the things.
Yeah, Cedric was like that.
You pretty much nailed it.
And I just want to say she has a special place in my heart because she was Pickle Rick for Halloween this year. And you guys know how I feel about that.
That started with the Chino location, but this person cross trains sometimes between both locations. This person just has a lot of heart, drive, very strong, super athletic. Just pleasure to have in class, always willing to learn. And this blue belt goes to Michaela Jacob.
He spends a lot of time with me in my morning classes. I've got a chance to corner him a few times in some tournaments. Really scrappy kid, and he's been training hard to get this. Nicholas Gutierrez.
With us at Rancho for a while. He did a few tournaments. I've gone and actually watched him compete. He's an awesome competitor. He's got an amazing attitude. He's got a very positive attitude. He's very coachable. I enjoy being around him. He's got a good, powerful aura. Richard Villeneuve.
This next blue belt goes to one of our Chino Hills students. Mike normally has the privilege to work with them, so I'm going to hand this over to Mike.
Yeah, so I spend most of the time with him because I run the morning classes. He's really dedicated. He's been with us for about a year and a half. He comes to the morning classes on his lunch break from work, trains every day, goes back into work, goes in, all scummy and dirty back to work. And but he's a really cool guy. He's become one of my really good friend of mine as well. So I'm really honored to be able to give this to Matt Barta.
This person is a really hard worker. I've known her and her boyfriend for some time now. She trains here at Millennia and also with Steven at Peerless. Really hard worker. I've got a chance also to coach her in some tournaments, and she's as tough as they get.
KP.
This next person is part of the morning crew with me, and she's really good. She's tough. She's come from another gym. She's trained before. I knew right the first time I saw her roll that she's got some experience. She's been plugging away at the fundamental card system, and it wouldn't be right if we didn't promote her. Megan Castilla.
Since childhood. Extremely, I'm very close to their family. She is a very good kid. She's amazing in school. She's in college now. She's kind of grown up on the mat, and she's a champion. She's won tournaments growing up. Very smart, and sky's the limit for this young lady. Cassandra Bozar.
Hills students. This person's been with us for some time, but the thing about this person, he comes and then he goes and comes and he goes and he comes and he goes, but he stays. You know what I mean? You can't get rid of this guy. This next belt goes to Eric Burns.
Okay, this next guy, he is also started at Chino Hills and then spent a lot of time here with us at the Rancho Gym. I've got a chance to actually corner him a lot in some of his matches, his grappling tournaments. He has recently moved to Northern California, but he was on the radar to get his blue before he left. So last time he was here for one of our holiday open mats, I had talked to him about the belt promotion and about promoting him. He drove out here, left his house at 4 o'clock in the morning from San Jose to come down here and get his belt. I'm gonna butcher your last name. Luke Calabuki.
Come and gone, but definitely very skilled and has a lot of potential. Amateur fighting experience, tons of potential. Kelly Van Oor. We put her in a fight, an amateur fight, and during the fight, we were telling her she was actually talking to us in the corner while she was fighting. We're like, lock your hands, and she's like, I'm trying, I can't. and then after the fight, the ring announcer brings her the mic, and he's like, how do you feel? She's like, I can't believe I won. I didn't think I was gonna win. She's awesome.
To have it in class, I mean, he's one of the toughest scrappers I know. He's a scrapper. Like he doesn't give up. This next award goes to Bob.
He does a lot with me. He does pretty much all the MMA classes with me. He does the Jiu-Jitsu classes and the striking classes. Overall, a very good martial artist, and he's been really working hard this last 6 months on his Jiu-Jitsu, and today he deserves his blue. Angel Miranda.
Improving. Hannah!
Tournaments. One of the tournaments, first tournament we prepared him for, he ended up taking first on pretty much the moves we worked on, so it was pretty awesome to see him practice it, drill it, and then pull the trigger out there on the mat. So it was pretty awesome. Everyone in the gym loves him. He's a character, super intense, but big teddy bear. Mitch Cortez.
Decent. Started doing jiu-jitsu a lot and is getting very good. I just watched him in a tournament and I coached him and he competed very well. He was gone for some time, but now he's back and I feel like he's on track to put it all together. Edwin! Ho! Edwin!
Sweet taboo.
No more like that.
Nice guy. Zeke Delaney.
Do I take it off my back?
It's your blue belt.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you do. You're cool. No problem. Congratulations. You work
They're all like twins, and they're all little monsters, all like wrestling background, do very well in competition. And he's just recently completed his fundamental program, but was on the radar to get his blue a while ago. Ricardo Mendoza. Midget Mafia.
Midget Mafia.
Midget Mafia.
Call them the Midget Mafia.
Hey, wait, he's my height.
Part of the Midget Mafia.
Welcome. I'm trying to say.
Average size mafia. Average size mafia.
Peanut crew. There you go.
Team Peanut.
Thank you.
In a submission only tournament, and in the first round they kind of put the brackets together and he got an instructor who was a purple belt from a gym out in Huntington Beach, and when we found out he was going against this guy, me and Romy were both like, damn, he's gonna get beat up. And then just his confidence and his demeanor and the way he was just working this guy and just going after him with like fearless and confidence, I felt like he broke that dude and he ended up winning the match, and we were like super excited about it. Paul Maldonado.
All trades. He's a cook. He's a comedian. He's been competing for us for a long time as well. And I'm probably gonna mess up your last name. Paulie. Mr. Lian.
Mr. Lian.
It's okay.
Fully Armenian.
Armenian.
I've known her for a very long time. She's very close to myself, Manny, and Batiste. She's recently married my cousin, so she's family. And she's just a really sweet person, has a huge heart, and has been really working hard this last year to get her blue. Casey Gonzalez.
Body slam. Thank you. You work hard. I want to kick my elbows.
I don't know.
There you go.
But he cross-trains between, sometimes he comes to Rancho, but he mainly sticks over there in Chino Hills only because he lives kind of far, right? But this guy's tough. Even from when Romy first rolled with him too, Romy was like, man, that kid he's tough. I was like, yeah, he's all right. But that's just my attitude to me. You can be the best in the world and you're just gonna be all right. You know what I mean? But we're honored to have him here with us, and this next award goes to Edgar Angulo.
Black belt one day. Brandon McKnight.
Describing how hard of a role he is. He is a college wrestler. He's been doing jiu-jitsu for some time now. He's got leadership qualities. He helps out with running practices, showing wrestling, helping students before and after class. He's a great asset to the team. A lot of you guys know him as Bear, but Anthony Briones.
Tournament, and I feel like she's really getting a lot better too, and I feel like she's going to continue to improve as long as you stay healthy, you don't let yourself get hurt. Great attitude too, great person to work with. I always see her just very positive, always smiling, always helping people that she's training with, and I'm very proud of you, Stephanie.
Some time now. Him and his brother both are just really good guys. This person has had a really big year for himself. He's recently graduated the police academy and is now an LAPD officer. We spend a lot of time in the mornings with this person. He's a tough role. He's very helpful with the others, and we're happy to give this to him. Steven. Has been in martial arts for probably as long as the peace has, maybe even longer. You can just tell in the demeanor and his attitude. He's a very respectful person. He's a very fierce person on the mat, always helping people. He's one of the main guys that I'll partner people up with if they're new and they need someone to kind of be patient and work with them. And it's funny because we ran into each other at Costco and we started talking about it, and then we started turning into a debate for the last 2 or 3 months about whether we should or shouldn't, and just made me realize that after our conversation how much this person does deserve it. Okay, so I'll turn this over to Matt.
Well, I've been with this kid for 22 years next week, so since his birth, that's right. Proud of him on and off the mat, Tanner Hunting. Come on.
Bouncing jobs together, we've grown up together. He's another really positive energy, man. We all love you, Vince Guzman. Yeah!
There are certain people that have been with us since we were kids, and he's one of them. We all kind of grew up, watched them grow up and grew up together. It's awesome. Thank you.
Still growing.
Still growing.
Still growing.
Still growing.
Purple belt. Ooh.
He's been with Millennia since it started back in 1994 in the Pomona days. He is, man. There are a few people that I know that I can call in any moment and would be there for me, and this is one of the guys. He's very close to me. I'm gonna get a little emotional.
Yeah, all of us.
He's a very good guy, and I'm really happy for him. I know he's had some struggles, and he's doing really well now, and I'm super happy for him.
Go ahead.
So this person, we're all really close with this person. Like,
Family.
I love this guy. Changed my life. That's all I'm gonna say. For the best. For the best.
He's my brother for sure. We have an awesome relationship. He's very good at roasting people, and we roast him every chance we get. And if I had a roast right now, I would rip you in front of everybody, but I don't.
Yeah, this dude's a stud. Him and I have similar backgrounds. We were both in law enforcement together, just with different departments. Worked hands back in the day. Said one day he was gonna start learning Jiu-Jitsu. The guy's learned Jiu-Jitsu. He's a beast on the mats. And you can call him this guy, give you the shirt off his back, and I love him as well.
Call him out.
Josh Halstead.
Let's see if this belt's big enough.
Whoa. Cross into the Browns, you're gonna be a black someday, right? This guy has been training with Millennia for a long time. And before he started here, he was training Jiu-Jitsu at a long time at another gym. He's part of our jiu-jitsu. He's part of our jiu-jitsu program. He's fought for us on the amateur, I think maybe even pro level.
I'm maybe a pro.
Yeah, pro level. Good striker. He's taken some time off because he's had surgery, and I've just recently got a chance to run into him, and he's been on my mind, and wanted to make sure that he gets this belt. Say anything?
Yeah, he's been with us forever. Super smart kid. Improved very fast. Was very dedicated to fighting. Made the smart decision and pursued his education and got his degree and kind of put fighting on the sideline for a while, but definitely very talented and a lot of skills. Eddie Velasquez. Yeah.
People that just click, right? And this person is one of those guys that just clicks with us. I've got a chance to recently travel a lot with this person. We've got a chance to, there's something about traveling with a fighter, getting away from home, getting away from your normal life, and just kind of getting to know each other. On a personal relationship, fighting is a very personal relationship between coach and fighter, and you really get to know a lot about somebody, and this is one of the really good ones right here, and I'm really proud of this person, and I'll let the team take over.
He's got a, and with all that being said, he's definitely like, I feel like this kid started as, he's got over 40 professional MMA fights. In the early start of his career, he was that crazy kid that wouldn't train, who would just fight anybody and then almost beat them. And a lot of times he did beat a lot of high-level people that were trained, in shape, conditioned, that gone through a camp, and he came off the couch drinking beer. And he would win those fights. As his career went on, he grew up and he became a professional athlete, and he went on a huge win streak, and a better win streak than a lot of prospects that are actually getting signed in the UFC. I really feel like the UFC is slipping on this kid, and they should have signed him a long time ago, and they need to sign him. El Rey, Joshua.
Oh, what's up? Somebody that I have a lot of battles with on the mat at night. He is part of our coaching staff. He is started with Millennia since he was a young child. So he grew up in the kids program, graduated into the adult program, has won so many tournaments, is just a really, really good kid. I call him kid, but he's older, but he's just one of those guys that helps out a lot, and he's just a tough role, and it was just one of those moments where we decided it's time for him to get bumped up. He spends a lot of time with Batiste as well.
I'm proud of this kid, you know. He helps Batiste out with the kids, and I think he's probably tapped everybody up here. Maybe a couple times. He's that guy that's tapped. I think everybody. If you're on the mat with him, he's tapped you. Yeah. You know what I mean? He's this is long overdue, but I love this kid. He's my nephew. I'm gonna pass this over to Batiste.
He's been helping me and assisting me with our kids program it's been a few years now, and I really feel like we're producing some serious talent. He's a very good role model for these kids. He's got a great personality. He's a very hard worker when it comes to training. He's a very good coach. He's got a lot of variety in his technique and some cool stuff, and I really think the combination of me and him are producing some really good talent. You know what I mean? And he's definitely got a lot of potential. He's definitely got a lot of talent. His dad and his little brother and his family have been with us forever. He's over here drinking the tall can somewhere. You're producing monsters. I think sky's the limit. Sky's the limit for this boy.
Yeah, so like these guys have already said, he's been here since he was a kid. We used to beat him up all the time. His dad used to tell us, you know, at some point, Ski, his man strength is going to come in. And sure enough, I want to say probably when he was 15, I'm just kind of messing around with this kid. Friggin' slapped an arm bar me, and friggin' I thought he broke my arm. I mean, it was that bad. And so when Manny said he's probably tapped everybody up here, maybe with the exception of one person up here, I'm not quite sure. This kid is a beast on the mat, and he cannot be broken mentally. He is a phenomenal roller. See you.
Victor Ledesma.
Ziggy, let me get you a picture.
All right, stay crippled. That's cool.
Yeah, about time for the brown.
Hey, Ziggy, ask him
Together, she's like a sponge. Every time I show her something, or the coaches show her something, she's catching people with it that day. She's a very inspirational person. There's a lot about her that a lot of people don't know, and it would break most people. But she is the sky's the limit for this girl, and I'm super proud of her. And this is something she should have got a while ago, but we were kind of holding her back. It's because she was just beating people so fast that she should have got promoted, but we want to give her some more time to develop. But this is a very, very special person, and I'll turn it over.
100% pure ninja. 100% pure ninja and future UFC champ. Tatiana. When we told her we want to give you your brown belt, she said, no, I have to win the world championship first. And we're like, you're not competing for less than 100 grand anymore, dude.
I think I heard her interview. Didn't I hear an interview that she took down Lorenz Larkin or something?
The receiving of the black belt. One of the things that I've learned with receiving my black belt is it just starts, right? There's so much to this sport that evolves on a daily basis that it's just, once you get a black belt, you're always still going to be a student, right? But your role also changes as a jiu-jitsu practitioner. Once you wear a black belt, you have an obligation to help and coach. Whether you want to or not, when people see that black belt around your waist, they look for guidance through you, right? A lot of times, it's technical advice. I can't tell you how many times I've sat in the office with people and just talked about life and decisions that they're thinking about making and if it's right or wrong. And you take on a big responsibility once you get your black belt. This person has stepped up and become a coach here. A lot of people look up to this person. I spend a lot of time with him on the mats. I mean, I think every class that I'm rolling, I try to get around it with him just so I can get a good sweat. He's a really, really good guy. He's a great asset to our team. I'll let Batiste or Manny talk a little bit if you want.
This person, when he used to fight, he ain't retired yet. I'm just saying. I would always enjoy sparring with them, or even when we would come and roll. He was always a great roll. Always tough, man. He never gave up, and he just. I mean, I can't say enough about this kid. He's been with us for how long? For a long time. Long time, and this is well overdue.
This kid, yeah, I don't remember him not being around. He's been around forever. He's got that dry sense of humor. He's super cool. Everybody likes him. I've never seen anybody not like him. Very skilled. He's been training forever. He fought some of the best fighters in the world coming up. He fought Derek Anderson, who's a Bellator champion. He fought Cooper Gibson, that's fighting on a high level. And he even fought Brian Ortega. And we won that last round, dude. He lost the first 2 rounds, but we won that last round. This is a long overdue black belt for a true mixed martial artist. That story of you are a true, legitimate mixed martial artist right here. Go.
Yeah, I've known this person for quite some time as well. Him and I, back in the day, early on, had some really, really good rolls. Slick with his setups. Didn't catch me for a long time. One day we came in and we were putting in work, and I'll be damned if the kid didn't catch me, man. I was heartbroken, but at the same time, really honored to see his game progress. Great personality, and being a black belt is more than just wearing a black belt. It's the ability to communicate with people, the ability to teach, the ability to help those who are lower belt, the ability to not wreck people because they are lower belt. He just has a great personality, entrepreneur, sharp in his mind, and I love this guy too.
All right, he was one of my main training partners coming up together, and it's an honor to see him get it. Christopher McConnell.
Yeah!
No, I think you got it backwards. No.
It's not 26 weeks.
Started with, so it was important that they're here for this as well. He's probably trained longer than most of you guys on most of you guys on the mat. Even longer than some of the black belts that are on the mat. He has been in martial arts for a very long time. He's been in kickboxing. He's done kickboxing events, Jiu-Jitsu events. He's fought MMA. He's competed in almost every style you can compete in. He also wrestled in high school too. So he's very well-rounded. I'm very close with him. We have a very close relationship. Again, you build bonds with your fighters. He was a professional fighter with us as well. You build bonds with your fighters when you travel. And we've traveled a lot. We've taken long road trips, long flights, conversations about our personal life and about training. And he's now become part of the coaching staff. He helps me here. He's part of the Chino Hills coaching staff. I'm very proud of him. He's doing a lot of big things for himself. He recently, I shouldn't say, but he recently got hired on, and he's been in school for a very long time in the fire academy and in paramedics, and he hasn't quit. Many of you guys that know what it's like to go to the fire academy and struggle and apply and interview, it's a battle. But he's the kind of guy that will always get there because he don't quit, never quits. Okay, I'm gonna turn this over. When you guys want to say something?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is Jerry. This is his original coach here.
Wow. Big Red. I'm proud of you. You know. And Millennia, thank you for taking him on and bringing him along all the way to black belt. It's amazing. You guys are all blessed to be here. These are all great guys. We had some good competitions back in the day, right? But excellent. Like sitting here watching the promotions and everybody, it has brought back all these feelings about Jiu-Jitsu and Reggie as a little kid coming in. So I'm glad we got him started. I'm glad you brought him home.
Yeah, for sure. Wow, Reggie, when I first met you, you were a little kid. Now you're a big man. I always looked at you like my son, but you know, since I've gotten younger and you've gotten older, you're like my little brother now. And man, I mean, from how we all started, I mean, God, it's a blessing that you're here with Millennia, and they've taken you all the way to the black belt, and I mean, I'm so proud. You made me super proud, man. Thank you for going all the way with them.
And great kid, and proud of the man that you became, man. You're awesome.
Yeah, he definitely has a special place in my heart. He's been with me for a really long time as well. We've traveled the country. We've had some awesome fights together. We've gone into people's backyards, one fight where we were the underdog, we were the main event, we got booed, they brought us in to lose against the undefeated guy, and we beat him that night. That was my highlight. Well, what show was that at?
I think it was the Old School Gladiator Challenge, I think. No, even with the Tony McKee thing. Oh, that's Crafton Wallace. Yeah.
He's a true mixed martial artist, man, and he's deserved this a long time ago. And it's an honor to hand this to you, my man.
Hey, Scoop, when you're done, let them say something.
I did not meet him when he was a teenager, but I met him when he was a young man. And I kind of think Romy and Batiste kind of set me up with this guy.
This is all, you know, sentimental, but I wanted to say a funny story about Reggie. He was one of the first guys I trained with when I came here. And so we got to know each other, and then he came down to the gym where I was at. It was in Moreno Valley. So I didn't know the history of Reggie back then, you know? So he comes down, we're sparring, and then he spars with one of the guys from my gym, that real hot-headed guy. So they're going back and forth, and the guy keeps kind of headbutting Reggie. So Reggie's you can tell he's getting madder and madder, you know, sparring. So the guy keeps going hard and hard and hard. So then this is what happens. Reggie throws a couple, some quick combo and head kicks him and drops him, right? Walks up, he goes, "Hey man," he tells him his record. He's like, "Hey dude, I ain't no slouch. Sorry, Lorenz." I'll never forget that story. But, yeah.
All right, Reginald Todd. You guys want to say something to the crowd? Stand up, let's do it. 3 minutes of stand up right here.
I just want to thank everybody for all the control, advice, training with us day to day.
I'm like the best guy or anything like that, because you know you always meet some like young blue belt that's got some new stuff that it's just impossible to stay on top of everything. And all of a sudden you're getting familiar with some things, but I just feel like you finally realize when you get to black belt, like Romy said, like if you ever think you're good enough, you're wrong. So you got to take those lessons with you in life. Even in my life, with like trying to build a legacy of my family and stuff, I kind of understand that. I like you got to just try to apply that philosophy to everything you do. Like you're never good enough. You're not. And if you think you are, you're wrong. So thank everybody. Seeing Matt, my coaches, everybody, just everyone up here. Like it's too much. It's too much to really go into all the depth and the breadth. So I love you all. Thank you.